Welcome to Bad Decision Works, and in this build series we are building this 400 kilo, nee, that's veel te licht. In this build series we are building this 800 kilo, 400 horsepower, old Swedish Mailtruck, powered by a Volvo T5 engine. So before we start, this video is a little bit of a makeshift video, but I'm going to try my best to make something nice. So last week I announced that I'm not going to compete Street Week. The week before that I, again, didn't feel very well. Got some messages from people that were concerned about me and my health. And well, I'm not going to go into detail, but I am feeling a lot better right now. When I made the decision, I was like literally going downhill, mostly mentally, to be honest. And since then, I've been super adult with this, made the right decision in the right time. Since then, I've been chilling, just working on my customer's car. That's finished now, so now I'm gonna go head back to Tjorven. It's the first time I'm going to touch it since I pulled the plug, so to say. So going to continue. I am going uphill again. I'm feeling fine. And I'm still really happy with the decision I made. And I'm also super impressed by all the positive. I didn't get any negative feedback at all. I can't expect that somebody said, you made promises and blah, blah, blah. None of that. Just pure support. That's humbling. So I'm really happy. But let's get to the video. I'm just gonna do a walk around. What has changed since the last build video, since before Elmia actually, or after Elmia I should say. Did some work then. What has changed? Got a lot of new parts because I panic ordered stuff before I pulled the plug. So I was like, I need all this stuff. So that's here, and I'm just gonna show them and walk around and tell what the plan is right now. So it's just gonna be a handheld, simple video. Let's get to it. Yes, the walk around. Let's start with the thing that's very obvious. Where's Tjorven's body? Well, it's outside, actually, in the rain. It just started raining, so this is actually a perfect day to do video stuff instead of work outside or do whatever. It has like a little frame, a dolly frame now, that I can use to move it around. I'm not going outside because it rains and I will melt. But there is a little bit of a handle on the other side. So when the body is on the car, I can hang the dolly frame on the lip. So the car has this lip that goes around the car, and I can hang it on that, then fasten it to the front, flip the hood. It's a hood. Flip the hood back so it rests on the wheels. Remove the pins in the hinges. And then I can roll it away. That makes it so I can work on the car even easier. If necessary, if I need to drop the engine or whatever, then well. So that's off. And why is that off? And why is a lot of parts missing? That is because I have been welding like a maniac. I spent like a few hours completing all the welds, almost all the welds. I did a quick checkup. And I found, I can't even see it right now. Oh yeah, there's one. That's when my gas bottle was empty. There's one weld over there marked by this little bit of tape. And two over there, but that needs TIG. And I think there was one here on the, there on the strut tower that needs a new weld or continuous weld. So I did that checkup, and the reason I'm fully welding everything is that I ordered some paint. So have a look at the paint. So this is what I'm using. T-Rex bed liner from Bill Ferry, not sponsored. I bought 2 cans, 2 kilos. It should be plenty. I used, I think, 3 kilos to paint the whole body of the lifted 240 back then. 3.5 maybe. So this should be plenty. I'm just gonna paint the frame. So I'm gonna mask the engine, everything, and most of the blue parts, except for the floor. And then just try to paint everything. So I'm gonna make a makeshift paint booth here inside in the workshop. Just put some plastic up to prevent overspray. And yeah, there was some rust on the frame. It looks very bad, but that's just surface rust from when we moved the car back from Elmia home because it was raining. And well, I had no cover or whatever to protect the car, so it was just out in the rain on the trailer. I made some mounting points, and I'm now in a few coming days, probably the coming week, I'm going to focus on finishing all the welds. For example, well, the welds are already finished, but finishing everything that needs to be welded to the frame. For example, on this side you can see this lip needs to be one on that side too, and on the small diagonal tube on this side too. That's where the 3-point harness is going to attach to. I am going to run a full 6-point harness from this bar, which is also new. But that's only for race, and I need 3-point seat belts, like regular seat belts that you have in your own street car. I need to have that for the SF RU inspection for the road legal part. Except for that, I also started making these parallel bars here, which are going to be the seat supports. And on this side of the car, that side's still empty. On this side of the car, I already made brackets, and that's where the seat will actually mount to. Yeah, and as soon as all that is finished, then I can start painting the frame. And if I then need to add some kind of lip or thingy in the future, then I'll just grind off a little bit of paint and touch that up. But I want to have most of it finished before I paint, so I don't have to grind off and repaint afterwards. So that's what's happening right now. So as you can see, also radiator and fuel tanks missing, and when I took away the fuel tank, also one of the reasons I had to cancel the things that stacked up and made Street Week even harder to accomplish, is that these welds, which are very ugly, but I was welding them from the inside, so there's like a baffle plate on this line, welding them from the inside. I had some issues with my TIG welder, the aluminium TIG welder, where this connection that I now fixed, but this was connected to the machine. Super weird story, but it leaked, and I had no idea why, and it was super weird and blah blah blah. But then, while I was figuring out what happened, my welds keep failing, and a lot of porosity happened into the welds. And afterwards, I'm kind of like, oh shit, I should have seen this. Yeah, for the welder people, I don't have to explain, but for the non-welder people, this is like a super small pinhole. And you can see what happened here with the leak that's going on. So I have to drain the fuel tank, rinse it out very thoroughly, remove the complete top so everything can air out for a few days. Then I have to grind down these failed welds, make like a V groove, and then fill them again with new weld. So this is quite a setback. This seems like a small thing, but the issue is that there already has been fuel in the fuel tank, and that makes it super hard to weld, because especially aluminium is super sensitive for imperfections or contamination of the material. So that's a side project. Then I have ordered with ScanCut, my best friends, my BFFs for life, the best friends for life. That's a little bit double, but BFF for life, so it's best friends for life. It's double. So ScanCut friends. I ordered a few sheets of polycarbonate, 4 mil thick. That's going to be. This is all the windows for the car. So that's cool to know. They don't only do steel, stainless, whatever, but also all kinds of plastics. And one of them is, in this case, Axelon UV resistant polycarbonate sheets. They are not exactly to size. They are not like shaped to fit, because it's super hard with like super big surfaces, even though you have a 3D scanner. So I ordered them a little bit oversized, and I'm going to use the original windows to put on them, trace them, and then put them in the car. So that's going to be a whole different video, I think. I also ordered, and that's the parts that are a little bit more cut, are these rails, and they are going to be the slider windows in the side doors. And then let's hop on onto the new parts that have arrived already. And here we are, my new seat. It's a OMP Champ R. It's the exact same seat as I already have in the race car, in the Volvo 240, and since they're quite expensive, they're about $500, over 500 euros here in Sweden, at least. They're a little bit cheaper in the rest of the world. Anyway, so this is the same seat as I have in the Volvo 240 race car, and I figured I can only drive one race car at a time, so let's just swap seats if necessary. So one of the seats, so each car has a permanent driver's seat, and the passenger seat will be swapped out. So that's a new seat. They're super comfortable, super nice. Also not sponsored, but I really like them. Then here we have, let's show it a little bit closer, a hood pin kit. I decided not to go with arrow catches. That's my normal go-to solution. Not per se for the price, because these are also a little bit expensive. But mostly for aesthetics, because I think these old school pins look a little bit more period correct, so to say, for an old car. This is from '69, so. And then we have an even more expensive, well no, it's as expensive as the seat. And this has a almost spherical shaped thing inside, and you can probably also already guess what it is. It is a helmet. I had a open face helmet, but due to regulations for Street Week and other racing, I needed to have an FIA approved closed helmet. And here we are, a nice Sparco, what's it called? Sparco Stealth RF2 or something. It has a preparation for Hans system. So if I can find a used set, I think they're a little bit too expensive new. So if I can find a nice used set of Hans neck protection system, then I'll probably buy that. But it's a very comfortable helm. I don't know if it's more protective than the little more simple track day helmet I had, but it's at least it's more comfortable. So that's a nice thing you get from spending a lot of money on a helmet. Yep. So okay, helmet. Let's put that back in the bag, because I promised myself I'm going to be very careful with this one. So let's put this aside, and then we go. Let's go to the workbench and make the next part there. New seat brackets, seat mounts. I designed these plates myself. They're straightforward. It's just a 90-degree angle, and well, it's not rocket science. But Scancut, my BFFs at Scancut, they cut them for me from aluminium, and also powder coated it. So this is in the order process. When you order stuff like this, you can choose a finish. They have a range of colors. This is the dark gray, anthracite, whatever you want to call it. Super cool. I have another pair, and this is going to be in the car in Tjorven. So that's cool. Then we have a trailer hitch, no explanation necessary, but that also needs to go onto Tjorven. And a hydraulic handbrake, which is going to be powering the front wheels. That might sound weird, but I figured that this will give me a little bit more control doing rolling burnouts. Not all tracks allow you to do standing burnouts because of the surface, and you tear it up. And since it's a manual car, I think it will be nice to have the both foot available to do the clutch and gas pedal, and use this to modulate the resistance from the front wheels. So that's that. Then we have a AEM new fuel filter. It's a little bit bigger, but mostly just new. The other one that's on the car it's quite beaten up. So that's going to be installed soon. And also here we have a 6-pole battery switch. I had a battery switch, but just a 2-prong like a very simple one, but that's not allowed for racing. So this one will also cut ignition, and yeah, or is it? I don't know exactly. I haven't looked at the wiring diagram yet, so I don't care. That's that, and then we come to the la piste de résistance. The cool thing is this Quave differential. It's a heavy chunk of differential, but it's an ATB differential, so it's a geared differential, not like a conventional LSD differential with clutch plates. This is with gears, and I've never installed this in a manual front-wheel drive car. Normally, with a solid rear axle, you can just pop open the diff cover, remove the old, shim the new, and you're done. But this requires me to remove the gearbox and take it apart, like the actual inners of the gearbox. I have to take that apart and swap out the differential. I have no idea how to do that. So if somebody living close to me in the urban region or whatever knows how to do this, has actual experience with it, wants to be in a video and wants to help me out, you're more than welcome. You get some free coffee even. So this is something that's on the list, but that's going to be a few weeks ahead probably, because that's not priority right now. That's it for the noteworthy, cool new parts. And here we come to the last part. Last thing I wanted to show, and that is the windscreen wipers. They work. There is no battery in the car and everything is disconnected now because of the paint process that's going to happen. But it works, so it goes like... this is an S60 wiper arm with a 240 blade. So the 240 blade ends up like somewhere around here, which is perfect. My head will be here somewhere, so the view will be perfect with that. So 240 blade, S60, but heavily modified arm. Because normally the wiper would be like this when you use a normal S60. But I changed that, and also let me take the camera off the tripod. But on the inside, you can see I also reused the original S60 wiper motor assembly. It's completely stock. Apart from that, I didn't use this mounting hole, normal mounting hole, but made two solid mounted points. Made some brackets there and there. This also, by the way, normally this slides into some kind of slot, and that kind of keeps it down. I am going to cut that off, and I made two new mounting holes. But the actual assembly itself is completely stock. And the very big upside of that is this just plugs into the motor, and it works out of the box, and it uses the wiper stocks and everything. Well, the other side, the wiper stocks that come with the car. So it works. The only thing I have to do is make the other wiper arm and a windshield, so it has something to wipe instead of my glasses. Let's put the camera back on the tripod. Yeah, so that's it. A lot of talking. Next video hopefully will be a little bit more fabrication stuff or painting or whatever that's coming next. Probably paint. But for now, this is it. Hopefully you still like this little update. And also in the background, when I'm not in the workshop, I'm working on a new merch drop for the website. This is one of the shirts. I didn't really like the color of the shirt itself, so I made it a little bit more of a green variant. That's in the mail right now. As soon as it comes in and I like it, then I'm going to publish at least this shirt. But it's a smalls per gallon, not miles per gallon, because the smalls per gallon are more important for normal people like us, car enthusiasts. So there is a new range of shirts dropping. I'm quite excited. It's a few shirts that are a little bit more wearable to non-car enthusiasts events, I should say. Stuff like this. This could have been just a shirt that says Hawaii 19550 whatever, like a random text shirt. But then car people will look at the shirt and think, that's a car guy. I know you, we're the same. So then you have this like icebreaker and you can talk about cars for the rest of the evening instead of what's your job and how is your tax income going and my baby cries all night and blah. Okay, enough ranting. End of the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking to the channel. Like and subscribe. What's all the other things I need to say in the end of the video? I don't know. Yeah, and visit www.baddecision.works for merch. If you subscribe to the newsletter on the website, I won't spam you, but you just get an email when there's a new merch dropping, so you will be first to see. And maybe there's a discount code also in that. Wink, wink. Bye.